No, that sounds good to me.
Right on.
I should have wore my Habs cap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we have a whole,
then we'd have a whole thing to discuss about Nordiques and Habs. So.
yeah, there we go. We got a whole Quebec hockey thing going on. Yeah. You're a Habs fan, right?
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
That's all right. I won't hold it against you, but that's okay.
No, I usually say that.
Yeah. All right. So let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So naturally, I like to start things at the beginning. So why don't you tell me where you were born and what life was like for you growing up?
Okay, I was born in Ottawa. Moved after my dad got out of the Air Force. We moved in with my mom's parents, and they became dairy farmers down in the Napanee, Kingston area, and grew up on a farm. And my dad and my grandfather had an outing, and then he became an accountant, specializing in dairy farmers, doing their books and taxes and that. And then my grandmothers were a big influence with me. So my grandmother, Raycraft, which is my mom's maiden name, always loved being in the kitchen with her. And then my dad's parents owned a restaurant in Brooklyn, Ontario. And I spent a lot of summers up there from 10, 12 years old and longer, and learned how to cook and be in the restaurant, from peeling potatoes to doing dishes. And I've had my adventures in life and started out young, and just started working in kitchens and that since I've been 17, 18 years old, and advanced from dishwasher to bouncer to, line cook to going to George Brown through an apprenticeship program.
Nice. Right on. I kind of saw it all. So you got right into the restaurant thing from an early age, eh?
I'm long in the tooth. I'm 67, and this year will be probably close to 44, 45 years in the restaurant business of some sort.
Right. Incredible.
Took a break for 3 years in the mid 2000s. Opened up a trucking business, which is sort of weird to do, but I got right out of the restaurant business, and I had 2 trucks on the road, and doing that for a while, delivering different things and products to different companies, and that, and was independent, and then that drawn back into doing the kitchen stuff. And after that, I became the general manager of the Fifth Wheel Truck Stop down in Milton from 2005 to 2009. Before that, I worked at Smitty's Family Restaurants across Canada, opening up different restaurants. The one here in Georgetown, which is no longer here. It used to be where the Shoppers Drug Mart is there on Guelph and Sinclair.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, just the restaurant seems to always draw me back. I like the difference in every day. There's something different that happens every day.
Right.
I just love that.
Yeah.
And we opened our first restaurant in Brampton in 2010. My wife Elaine Munroe and I did, and both coming from corporate salaries and everything like that. We both quit our jobs to open up a restaurant, and our first day of business, we sort of looked at each other, and we only had $50, and that didn't even cover the costs or anything like that. Thinking that all we had to do is put the open sign on, and then floods of people would come, and that's a big mistake unless you're a franchise or whatever. So we had to market our brand and everything, and that took a while. The 2010 to 2011, I didn't think we were going to survive, and then we decided to get a tent and start doing fairs and everything like that, along with operating the restaurant. And we hit the Brampton Fair, and we handed out coupons and that. And the big mistake we made was not being prepared for the onslaught afterwards. So from mid-September to the 1st of December, we went from sort of an average level that we could handle to what are we in for now. It was catering, everything.
Almost
just
over-marketed a bit?
Overnight, and it was very overwhelming, and that led to us just about failing our first ever health inspection. But we passed, and then we closed down for 2 weeks during Christmas break, and we came up with a game plan, and from there we started to be very successful with name brand. I had great customers that taught me how to use Facebook at the time, way back in 2010, and then advance from Facebook to when Instagram happened, and to we're on TikTok, but we don't use that too much.
Right.
And going from there to setting up web pages and everything. So, and then we bought a food truck in 2016, still in Brampton at the time. Then the food truck business was taking off, where we did corporate events and fairs and small festivals and run the restaurant. It was still Elaine and I with a couple of part-time people. And then COVID hit, and then that changed the whole ball game.
Sure.
So we went into COVID like every other restaurant, and it was scary. And we're in the midst of, I think, and the worst part we could be is in Brampton as a restaurant, because I think Brampton was the worst hit, along with downtown Toronto. We came to where we could have people dine in, and we put dividers up between the tables to, no, you had to measure 6 foot distancing. And the way our restaurant was set up, that would mean only 3 people could be in at the restaurant at one time. And in the winter months, who wants to stand outside?
Sure.
Shorten our hours, all that. And we didn't know if we would survive or not. Elaine went and got anything and everything from any government or government grant to help small businesses. She was working at home. I worked at the restaurant by myself. And at that time, the food trucks parked in our driveway I'm not going to say my address, but here in town, in Georgetown. But I went around to the neighbors, and I talked to them and going, look, for us to survive, and they all know we were in the restaurant business and that, for us to survive, we need to have that food truck running. So if I open that up on a Friday night for 3 or 4 hours, and on Saturday and Sunday for 3 or 4 hours, would you guys mind? And they said, no, be glad to help you out. So we were the best kept secret in Georgetown through COVID, because I'm sure if the town got a hold of it, that we would have been shut down.
Sure.
Running a commercial vehicle in a section of town where you're not supposed to, and not having a license and that. But we got the health inspections and stuff like that done, but we didn't get a license from the town. And we just operated on Facebook and that, and that got us over the hump.
Nice. And that
it paid the bills.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it just paid the bills. Scrape by. COVID ends, then you got to pay back the government loans that came with the businesses, and you had X amount of time to do it. We did all that. But the demographics where our old restaurant was in Brampton changed. A lot of businesses either failed, or they changed the way people were coming into work. They were only coming in once every 2 weeks or whatever, especially Coca-Cola plant. That was just around the corner from us. And we used to get a couple hundred people from them at lunchtime and their afternoon shift, and that changed because they weren't doing that. Everybody worked from home. So we sold the restaurant and just took all the equipment and stuff like that, basically, and we were supposed to sort of retire and just do the food truck thing. But Mr. Ed here got bored after about a month and a half and started looking for a restaurant, and we found what was called the Berwick in downtown Georgetown, and lo and behold, we put an offer in and we got it. So we bought all the contents in there and some minor renovations. So we opened up May 1st, 2024 with just not Elaine and I anymore. It was Elaine and I and 12 to 18 other people to manage.
Right.
And that was a year and a half ago. So just turning 65, and you think life is going to slow down, and it's sped up.
Yeah, it's a whole new thing going on.
Whole new thing.
Yeah, incredible. So the food truck that you were running, that was under the Briskit name as well?
It's under the Briskit name. It's called Briskit Gourmet Slow Cook Sandwiches. I'm hoping over the wintertime I get it all rewrapped and it'll say Briskit BBQ, just like our restaurant is, but it's both the same. It's on the same different corporations for business reasons, but it's all under the same umbrella. It's Briskit BBQ, run by Ed and Elaine, and now we have a couple of business partners that are silent business partners in the background, some young blood giving us some new ideas and everything like that, but we're the day-to-day operations in the face of the brisket.
Right. Fantastic. Okay. And the truck is still running
Truck's
right now?
still running. We have this Friday, anybody wants to go to Ayr and see the Festival of Lights when they do their lights downtown, brisket truck will be there. In the evening from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, serving out the window, nice cold night. Hopefully, it's supposed to be warm, so we're going to hope for the warmth because it gets cold in that truck,
Yeah,
even in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So, but we've got that. We've got another event, and then things should start slowing down for the truck. But the truck's in the summertime and in the spring and in the fall, especially September, because we do all the local events here. So we do the Georgetown Fair. We do the Ayr Fair on the Thanksgiving weekend. We do the Acton Fair. We do Head for the Hills. This year we had the 200th anniversary for Glenn Williams. In the summertime, we do the Glen on Canada Day. We do Acton in the evening on Canada Day. So it's a very, very busy day. We do the Highland Games. So we're quite active in the community here, and we do some local businesses because we do catering too. We just don't have the food truck in the restaurant. We cater to individual businesses and everything like that. We'll drop off the food. You tell us how many people, and for a business meeting or parties or whatever. This weekend coming up, we have a couple of birthday parties that we're catering, confirmation, and this time of year too, we rent out the restaurant too.
Right.
For big groups.
It's covering all fronts there.
Covering
got a lot
all
going
fronts.
on.
You got to in this day and age.
Sure.
And a lot of people don't know. A lot of people in Georgetown think that we're just a pickup place. I don't know why, but we can sit 60 people. Mm-hmm. We have a bar. I still have some bourbons, folks. I got a lot off the shelf before the tariffs came in, and Mr. Ford pulled everything off the shelves. So I still have a few bourbons left, but we've got some great distilleries. Our bar's a lot different than other bars. We're local. So what I mean by local is it's not the Furnace Room Brewery, because I figure everybody can go to the Furnace Room Brewery to get their beer. We have Sleeman's. I know it's a little bigger brewery than your craft beer, but it's still considered a craft beer. And we have their Paps on tap, and they also make the Sapporo here in Canada. So we have two of those. And then Amsterdam Beer, which is a beer from downtown Toronto that was also out in BC. And the rep got me hooked on that, and he lives here in Georgetown. So we've got 4 taps of his Blonde, 3-Speed, Downtown Brown, and Space Invaders. So great selection there. And then we have your normal bottled beer and everything like that. And for you younger people out there that aren't drinking, because the younger groups aren't drinking as much as us.
Yeah.
Now we have non-alcoholic beer, and we've got some non-alcoholic drinks too. Nice. And so it's every day's busy, and we just put our noses down and get going.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It is an odd thing. Like, you see a lot of the younger generation now, just completely staying away from alcohol altogether.
Yeah, they are. So you got to come up with what's going to bring them in. So we're just on the verge of getting back. We tried music bingo for a fundraiser. It worked out pretty well, but it's not very competitive. People want some competitiveness. So with music bingo, it's all played through your iPhone or your Android, and it comes up, the guy's playing the music, and then if you've downloaded Shazam or whatever, the music comes on to that, tells you the artist's name and the band that's playing, and then you just look on your bingo card. So it's like playing bingo, and you can match it off, and you get 1 line, 2 lines. That's how you win.
Yeah.
But I noticed that this town's really heavy into trivia, so we're thinking of trying to get trivia started. We just got to pick a night to do it, and I think that'll bring some young kids in. Some other entertainment at our place is on Saturday evenings. We have live music all the time, and it's from rock and roll to jazz, scat, blues, and it goes up to about the 90s or whatever. It's not what I call any of this head bop and stuff, but
Sure.
but it fits the crowd. It starts at 6, ends at 9. People seem to stay and like to listen to the music while they're eating, so that's sort of why we're doing it. And the other bars, they sort of 10 o'clock starts. That's when a full piece band comes in. Ours are more solo artists, duos, but they're local artists as not too,
Right.
from Georgetown here, Acton.
Yeah.
You know, so we try to get the local bands in.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Let's do a little plug. Silent Partners playing this week for us, and that's a duo, and a he and she sort of thing, and they sing some really good tunes.
Nice.
Really good tunes.
Okay. Silent Partners. Everybody check it out. Right on.
Okay.
I have to say, I have a bit of an... So I've... Since you guys have opened at your spot there on Main, like we've been a couple times, and it's fantastic. You guys have a great thing going on.
Thank you.
I have to say though, I love your location. It has a special place in my heart because my wife and I got married 2022, and the owner of the Berwick at the time, actually, Mike
Murphy,
did us a huge favor. So you know, a lot of restaurants were kind of struggling through that COVID area there, and my wife and I, we just had like a very small wedding party, just.
We've had a couple of weddings since we've opened too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can. It's a nice for me. It worked out nice. I've never done I've catered weddings with the food truck and doing sit down meals and everything like that. But it was nice setting up the restaurant to make a wedding style. So in our restaurant, the doors moved to separate everything. So we opened those all up, and we moved all the benches and everything. So it just looked like coming down the aisle of a church sort of thing.
Right.
And the minister for this wedding was at the top of the stairs that go up to our bar, and the couple were down there, and they did their vows and that. But I thought it was quite special that they did that, and then they had a buffet and that afterwards.
There's a full ceremony there and everything.
Full ceremony and everything. There.
Incredible.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, and they had about 60 people, and it was crowded, but it was family, and everybody seemed to enjoy themselves and that, and
right. Yeah,
it was great.
Oh, very nice. Yeah,
I hope yours was just as good.
Well, so I was gonna say it was very small, like just close family. Like it was only 20 or so people,
right.
And a lot of restaurants were struggling at the time. We were actually booked at a full other restaurant, and the head chef had walked out like a very short notice. We had a couple weeks before our wedding, and so we were kind of calling around in a hurry, and Mike pulled through for us, and we were able to get that together.
Good for Mike. He's my landlord now. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
Very great guy.
Mike and I play darts on Monday night.
Nice. Okay.
Dart league. So,
yeah. Fantastic.
He's a great guy.
It's just your restaurant will always have a special place in my heart.
Well,
just
that's
like that
great.
location is.
Well, now that we know, when you come back, we'll try to keep it special.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As I said, it's been great the last couple times to come back as well. So you ended up at that spot there. Why Main Street in Georgetown? Why Georgetown? Did you live here before that, I guess? Or
well, yeah, no, I've lived in Georgetown since '99. I moved here to open up the Smitty's Family Restaurant.
Okay.
That was what I did for Smitty's at the time. So I moved here '99. Spent a few months at the Best Western, and then I bought the McIntyre here, the mansion. I call it the mansion. It was being renovated and that, and I got the place that was in the bottom corner here. It has its own deck, and it's had two entrances, one through the hall and one from outside. So was there for till 2004, and then Elaine and I bought a duplex on 47 McIntyre. So she was living out in Arion, so we moved there. And at the time, she was working for Swish LA, and I had just started at the Fifth Wheel, and we were looking for another place a little bigger than the duplex that we were in. And anyway, we moved to. We've been there since 2005, so we've been in the Georgetown community for a long, long time. So.
Right.
And it just seemed to be natural. Like when we did sell the restaurant in Brampton, it was like, okay, we're going to retire, semi-retire, and just do events in the summertime start about March and Thanksgiving weekend, basically, and then take the winter off. Well, Elaine still wants to do that, but I still think it's in her blood. She says she does. She's ready to retire, but she's a trooper. She's there every day as much as I am, and she does all her book work and everything. And so it's you know. I just got bored, and then we started looking in Georgetown. We looked at a lot of different restaurants here. The Royal Pizza was for sale, but the mom and pop there wanted it to be. They wanted to sell everything and keep the name going and their pizza and everything like that. Well, that wasn't for me. The George View was for sale. We looked at that. For me, it was too much work for renovating it. 2-for-1 pizza, we looked in there, but then you had to buy the franchise. There was a lot of stipulations. We even did we did put a bid in where Artie's where it was on Mountain View, where it was at the Tiki Hut or whatever now, the Indian place.
Okay, yeah.
We did put a bid in there, and because we thought we could do a lot with this place, and that was sort of, we thought we had it, and then we didn't. And then the Berwick, I didn't even know it was up for sale.
Right.
And before that, I didn't even know that when Mike did the Hungry Hollow here in town.
Okay.
The deal, we sort of had a verbal agreement. I wasn't going to come in and do a restaurant thing, but at the time, he was okay with me going over to the furnish room. I used to have my food truck there on weekends and stuff like that, and doing events around here. And at the time, he was doing the Georgetown Fair, so I stayed away from that. But then he sold it. He was selling it, and I noticed it on Facebook one day. And when I called him up, he said, "Oh yeah, I've already sold it." And I'm thinking, well, geez, that would have been a really good location. Would have been different than what we have now, because you wouldn't be able to seat as many people or anything. It'd be more takeout and that. But on the same hand, I don't know if that would have been the right location for us or not. I really like where we are.
Right.
Downtown, it's a different beast for sure, because old Georgetown knows that what downtown is, and there's a lot of great restaurants down there, a lot of great businesses. It's getting South Georgetown, it's 8 minutes away, and it's getting those people to think that that's where downtown is instead of the mall area, because a lot of people in the South Georgetown think that's downtown Georgetown is anything on Guelph Street or Highway 7, whatever you want to call it. So
Right.
So it's getting the businesses to drive down there. But
Right.
the business community, all the restaurants for me here, they're very friendly. Everybody works, everybody wants a piece of the pie, and nobody's afraid of giving anybody else, some help on, or pointers on, hey, have you tried this or have you tried that, to get business coming in, and that's what you need. It's a great business community down there. The business association, Downtown Business Association, I think does a great job. Palooza, they do the Halloween thing,
Right.
the car show. There's a bunch of different things to draw businesses down there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Right now, parking seems to be the major issue because of the condos going up where the old McGibbon used to be.
Right.
There's parking is a concern downtown right now with that.
Right.
There's construction.
Yeah, there's just I guess the couple, the green pea behind the Goodfellas, and then there's the other one on the other end of Main Street there,
Right.
a bit further down.
Bubble
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, I can't. And McMaster Meats just moved out, and there's a chicken barbecue place going in across the street there. So.
Lots going on there.
So I'm just hoping the landlords don't go, let's commercialize downtown. Like, let's get the Starbucks and the Tim Hortons and stuff like that down there, because it'll take away the atmosphere that's there.
Right. Yeah. I don't think anybody in Georgetown would want to see that either.
I
like,
don't
it's like
think they
the
would
one-off
either,
small businesses. Yeah.
Like, I like being able to walk out my front door when I'm downtown, and 2 doors down is going into the barber shop, getting my hair cut, having a conversation with another business, the owner, right?
Right.
And getting my hair cut, and we it's different business, but we have the same problems, right?
Right.
You know, and that's what I like about it. It's just not businesses down there; they become your friends and neighbors.
Right.
So
Oh, that's amazing to hear.
so-
Yeah, from an outsider, like that's great to hear that everyone's
so
kind of supporting each other.
That's and I think we do in general. Everybody supports everybody downtown.
Right.
You know,
Oh, great. Yeah.
different goals. It's just the same thing. We need people to come downtown Georgetown.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it's a great spot. I love Main Street there. So getting to your menu bit, so you brought a couple items here for me to have a go at.
Yep, I brought you our one of our best sandwiches. Our number one selling sandwiches is brisket melt. So it's got caramelized onions. It's
Nice.
on a brioche bun. It's brisket and mixed cheddar cheese, a little bit of our mayonnaise and barbecue sauce.
Beautiful.
So yeah, got that, and then I brought you one of our. I can't bring you. I guess I could have brought some a bourbon for you to try or something like that. Wouldn't have mattered, I guess. But I thought I would bring you a non-alcoholic drink. So we have glass bottled drinks here. So we have Coca-Cola, which is from Mexico. We do a Canada Dry ginger ale. Then we have Pop Shop glass bottle drinks there too. Dad's root beer. And then we have our canned product, but we have fountain product not. But this is a lot of people order especially the kids not. They seem to like to come and get a Pop Shop with their meal, or parents do, or people that aren't drinking. They'll go, you know what? Instead of the fountain drink, I'd rather have one of those glass bottles.
Right.
Because it's real cane sugar instead of processed sugar and everything like that. So it's tastes a little bit different. I think a glass bottle, it's always tasted different. So I thought, why not bring you a Coke? And I'm a big Coke fanatic, not the kind that you snort, but
Right.
the big Coke fanatic.
Sure.
I got a great Coke collection. If you're into Coca-Cola and stuff like that, I have a great collection at the restaurant that's up and about on the walls. Display case of different Coke product. Still trying to find room for, I think it's a 1955 Coke cooler, the old coolers. It's all metal and that. It weighs about 50 pounds. And that's not with anything in it, where you put the ice on the bottom and your Coke and everything like that, and then it's got a metal tray on top for your sandwiches and everything. Trying to find a place somewhere in the restaurant to hang that or put it up.
Right.
You know, but can't find any place yet that suits Elaine. Sort of thing. So
Yeah, she's
because
the
I'd put it anywhere, but she's going, no, we
Yeah.
gotta find a home for it. Doesn't
She's the
look
judge
right
and jury
there.
on
She's
that,
the
eh?
judge and jury
Yeah.
on that. She did all the design work in there. A friend of mine is into woodworking and that. He made, if you've been in the restaurant, our big long table is table 10, so it'll sit 6 to 8 people. And it's got a sign up there that's it's made out of wood saying brisket on there. A friend of mine made that, and then he's made another wall mural out of wood that's up in our lounge. And that's all pieces of wood from some of it's from our old restaurant, and a lot of it was from the renovations we did at the new restaurant. And he made a mosaic piece. It's a piece of art. You look at it and you go, it means a lot to Elaine and I, but you can look at it and it's just a piece of art. You can't help but like it, sort
Right.
of thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it. It's just pieces of wood all put together in a puzzle, and it looks great on a
Yeah.
wall. So
Right.
that's it.
Unique and
unique
sets
is a
the
great
atmosphere a
word
little
to
bit, right?
use,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Very cool. And the sandwich is absolutely delicious. Flavor's incredible, and I always love a brioche bun. I think brioche is the way to go. I like that.
Well, at our old restaurant, I had a baker in town, Azoro's Bakery, and we used to get fresh baked Kaiser buns from them, and they were just so airy, but they held up really well with our meat, because that's the biggest thing, is the meat's really juicy in that, and we don't want a bun to break down. So when I said, look, we're moving to Georgetown, would you deliver out there, or I'll meet you halfway or whatever, but you got to help me out. And he says, no, can't do it. And I'm thinking, you're going to lose all this bit, because at the time I was getting about, in a day on an average, probably 18 to 20 dozen buns a day from them, a day. And then, but if it was catering or anything like that, it'd be more. The fares come up, it'd be a couple of hundred buns over a weekend and that. And he said, no, I can't do it.
Holy
And
smokes.
so then it put me in a dilemma where I had to go, how am I going to find to get a nice bun that somebody can supply what I need? So anyway, I have Cisco as my food. I mean, it's a big company. Anyway, lots of samples, lots of sales reps, and we came. It's an Aces bun. Aces, they're, in the superstore. They're in a lot of different places, but that bun there, it's their brioche bun. It's a nice 4-inch bun. It tastes well. It goes good on the flat top to warm up and brown up, and it holds our pulled meats. Our pulled pork, our pulled brisket.
Yeah.
Pulled chicken.
Yeah, the whole thing's sitting together there.
Our
Good.
burgers, our burgers are made fresh in town, right on site. So it just holds everything really, really well. So
Nice.
We've switched over to there, but it was a bit of a headache at the start to try to find something that would replace what we had.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it sucks when you have something
yeah,
tried and tested and that
tried
you really
and
love,
tested
and it's
for, like, we were at our old restaurant for 14 years, so it was tried and tested and people liked it. And then we have a lot of our old following that does take the drive out to Georgetown and that, and they go, the bun's really good, but that other bun was great too.
right.
Not
Yeah.
much I can do about that.
It's what it is at this point,
It's
right?
what it is now,
Yeah.
but it's close enough and it tastes really well too. So
Right.
yeah.
No, that's a fantastic sandwich right there. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I
I'm
like a
glad
good
you're-
sandwich, and that's a damn good sandwich. That's,
Yeah. Thank you.
Fantastic. Do you do any kind of like features or special items, like kind of limited time kind of things, or?
No, but we are going to start in January. We're going to go back. I used to do a burger of the month or a sandwich of the month.
Okay.
And we're going to go back to that, and that'll be posted on our Instagram page and our Facebook page at the first of the month. And it'll also be available on Uber and Skip that we do right now. We don't have DoorDash, but we'll be going there pretty soon, which helps us out
Right.
too as a restaurant anymore.
Right.
Sort of thing. So yeah.
Right on.
But we're doing that. If I was to go for a meal instead of a sandwich, our brisket tier platter seems to goes really well, and it's guys your or my size, we could eat the whole thing. But if it was somebody, if a lady's with you, your wife or whatever, it's something that you can share also, and everybody would be full enough, right?
Right.
So because it's got one of our ribs on there, it's got a leg and thigh, it's got some brisket or pulled pork, and then it's got 2 sides with it plus cold slaw. So
Yep.
it's a meal, it's a shareable meal, and that seems to be very popular with
Right.
everybody too.
Yeah, it seems
our
like
our families, they come in for a barbecue platter or team platter, and that'll feed 4 to 6 people easily.
Nice.
Because it's a full rack of ribs. The brisket barbecue is like a full rack of ribs, 3 full legs and thighs. You got your beef brisket plus pulled pork plus 4 dinner rolls, and then you get a big side of mac and cheese, big side of coleslaw, a big side of baked beans. So it's a meal. It's a shareable meal, and I think people like seeing that come out because it comes out on big platters, so people have to carry it, and it's going by tables. And when it's sat down at a table for 4, it just about takes up the whole table anyway.
Yeah.
And you got to figure out where to put your dishes.
yeah.
So yeah,
Not a bad problem to have, eh?
not a
Catch
bad
some eyes.
problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's great.
and we're gluten free too. We don't carry our gluten free bun, but if you want to come and bring your own gluten free bun, you can do that.
Okay.
Our gravy's gluten free. You can have the mashed potatoes. You can have salad. You can have we've got our homemade house dressing, which is gluten free. Our homemade Caesar dressing, which is gluten free. You just have to say no croutons. Fryers do get cross-contaminated, but it all depends. If you're celiac, the answer is no for the fryers. But I've had a lot of people that are gluten-free that say the fryer's okay, so they can have a poutine or one of our meat poutines or regular poutine. Just depends on their level
Right.
of gluten that they can tolerate, I guess. So
Right. Yeah.
so
I'm
yeah.
trying to accommodate for everybody
Yeah,
anyway. And
yeah,
that's-
we can't. Well, you can't, but you can try your best. But if you want to bring your own bun, it'll stay out at the table, and we'll bring everything else to you because I don't want to cross contaminate just in case the bun. But it stays there. But my kitchen staff and the staff, as long as they know, we do a really good job of making sure nothing gets cross contaminated
Right.
for those that have any allergy.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So, yeah.
So what would you say is next for the brisket? What do you got going on the horizon? So you mentioned your kind of burger of the month.
Burger of the month.
Yeah.
Right now, Christmas is booking up like crazy for Christmas parties and that at the Brisket. We're planning on trying to have a New Year's Eve party. One would be for families at the beginning of the night from like 5 till 7, 7:30 sort of thing, and we're thinking of maybe making it like a bit of a trivia thing, and then an adult party, later in the evening where you come in and you get your meal and everything like that, and some champagne and party hats and all that to bring in the new year. We're just working on that. That should be announced next week. Other than that, we're booking. We've got a lot of weddings next year, which really surprised me. But we got quite a few weddings that we're either going to with the food truck, but we're doing the whole wedding.
Yeah.
And that we got about, I think, 6 so far tentatively booked, where they're coming in to do some taste testing and menu testing sort of thing of what they sort of want for their wedding.
6 weddings.
And we're doing that. Next September's every weekend's already booked. With all events, we do this every year. We're into our 15th or 16th year. We hooked up with the Peel Police when we were there, so we do a lot for the Special Olympics.
Okay.
With the Peel Police and still do. But they have their Polar Bear Plunge. That'll be coming up in March. That'll be our first food truck event that we'll do. It's a good cause. They raise a lot of money, so we'll be heavily involved with that again. We're heavily involved with cancer assistance here in town. We just had a fundraiser week ago or 2 weeks ago. Raised $600 in a couple hours. It was called Music Bingo. We had 20-30 people out for an evening. Raised about $600, and we had one before with trivia. We raised about another $1,100 or $1,200.
Nice.
So that's sort of what we're doing. What we do for the community, sort of thing. We're talking about doing a food drive, doing something at the restaurant for the food bank here in town.
Right.
For Christmas and that. So other than that, we're hoping that we have a good year, and we're going to plan some different things. We do a lot of Instagram and Facebook stuff. We're going to get back to. I have a little series that I used to do with Penny the Pen and everything. So that's going to be coming back on board pretty soon. And anyway. It's whatever comes into this old noggin. That's what sort of with the direction we go. And see if it works. So I'm the one that comes up with sort of most of the ideas, and then Elaine, I bounce them off Elaine, and if she sort of gives me that look that it's too weird or or it's not going to work, then I'll put it to the side and I'll ask somebody else. And if I get enough people thinking that it's okay, then I go back to her and go, look at. Maybe it's just not your cup of tea, but everybody else likes it. And so, okay, well, we'll try it, run with it, or whatever. So that's sort of the way things work.
Right.
And
that's how
other
the
than
sausage
that, it's
is
just the day-to-day operations where today one piece of equipment's broken, so I'm going to become a repairman and try to figure out what it is. And if I can fix it, I'm going to fix it. If I can't, then I'll call somebody else in and do it. But that's this part of being a business person is you got to figure some things out.
Man of many hats, right?
Yeah. Anymore, it seems that way. Still cook, but I got a great staff in the back, so they do a good job, and I just keeps my hands in the mix that I go back on and just become one of the boys or girls in the back and work with them and keeps me young.
Yeah. There you go.
There
That's
you go.
fantastic.
That's one of the reasons.
Yeah. Well, you got tons going on.
Yeah.
So the odd time where you do get a moment to yourself or a day off or whatever that might look like, what do you usually do if you have some time off and time to yourself?
If I have my time off, if I have half a day, that's a great day for me. Like I am a workaholic. I just have to admit it. I'm a workaholic. Elaine likes having 2 or 3 days off. Like the last time I took a week off was, I would say, back in 2006, probably took a week off. I just right now I'm working about 6.5 days a week.
Yeah.
And
just chugging along.
Just chugging along. But what I do like is on Monday nights I play darts with the Regional Halton Dart League. There's 18 teams in there. It's a bar league in town, so I play that. I'm a huge Cat fan, so I have season tickets to go see the Cats. So that's 3 or 4 hours away, sort of thing, or half a day. With a buddy of mine, we got, like, I buy the Cat tickets. He's a big TFC fan, so he buys the TFC tickets. So we go back and forth to different games, home games, and we like that. And that's basically what I do. The rest of the time is family comes and sees me a lot. They'll come up to the restaurant, the grandkids and everything, and it's just, they know that's the way business is, right? So come see grandma and grandpa at the restaurant, and we'll make it down on certain occasions, but we can't make all the occasions because everybody's days that they have off is on Saturday, Sundays. Well, Saturday and Sundays are our busiest days at the restaurant. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I can take off and try to schedule things in a lot easier than I can on a weekend. Yeah, sort of thing. So but they've grown up with that, so they know that's sort of the life of a restaurateur.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Right? Evenings, weekends, and holidays when everyone else is off and having fun.
Well, that's one thing we're a little different is we don't open on holidays.
Okay.
We stay closed because that's one thing when we did open that up that we said we'd try to keep to do so that our staff can have time with their families.
Yep.
So Thanksgiving we were closed, but a couple people voluntarily worked because we were at the Erin Fall Fair. But anything else is like Christmas is coming up, so Christmas Day we do Christmas dinners for everybody, but that's Elaine and I, we put it all together. The restaurant's open till 1 o'clock for pickup for your Christmas dinner, and that is something I forgot about, but that's coming up. And then our Christmas starts after about 1:30, and then we have the rest of Christmas Day, but Boxing Day we're closed. New Year's Day we're usually closed. Family Day we're closed. Like all this, like anytime there's a stat day we're closed.
Oh, good on you. That's, I mean,
so
it'd be nice
that way that people can get to spend some time with their family.
It's a great thing you're doing for their staff.
So,
yeah.
But it was something for me to get used to doing. But it was, let's be a little different than some other restaurants that they're open no matter what. So right now we're still going to continue to do that.
Yeah, so, beautiful. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it's a good way to go. That's very good. Anything we missed at all today? Is there anything else you wanted to cover, or?
No, we're going to have some new like. Just more I think about. We are going to try some new menu items and that coming up, but I really don't know what they are. I'm thinking of putting shotgun shells on the menu or have them as a special appetizer. So
shotgun shells.
So that's a piece of pasta that we roll up, and we put our ground brisket inside there with some other stuff and seasonings and that. And then we bake them off into the smoker. And we wrap it with bacon, and then we put some barbecue sauce on it, and then it comes out, and you don't need a dipping sauce with it or anything like that, but it's got a bit of a crunch to it, but bacon goes with everything, right?
You're speaking my language here.
It's got a nice smokiness. I've come up with sort of going back into the 70s with some of the 70s and 80s into some of the stuff I've done before, but we're getting into some cheese dips that we're adding smoked brisket and pulled pork and pulled chicken to, and smoking some cheeses that we have. We're doing some couterie boards and that with different items.
Nice.
Because we're getting into more people wanting big groups to come in and socialize, but is let's sit down, have a few drinks, and just some appetizers. So
Right.
give them some different things to do.
Things that are platter friendly kind of things.
Platter friendly and
Yeah.
that, but it's still all up in my head. I'm going over some old menu items that I have and everything like that, and recipes, and trying to get them to figure out what fits into this year sort of thing.
Right.
Right.
Right on.
But most things what goes around comes around. So
Right. Sure.
that's sort of my motto.
Yeah.
It never gets old. It's just new. It's old to somebody, but always new to somebody else. Right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. There's someone who hasn't tried it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Very good. Any final thoughts at all? Anyone listening that, a word you might want to get across to anybody who's listening at all? But the business or yourself or life or anything?
well, life gives you a whole bunch of different things and different road paths to go down, and you just got to choose one. And whether it's the right or wrong decision, you make it, and then you live with your decision, and then you move from that, and everything makes you grow to be a better person. That's sort of what I follow through with.
There you go.
And that's it.
Beautiful. I don't think I could put it better than that. You heard it here.
There you go.
Right on. Ed, thank you so much for taking the time
Well,
out of your
thanks for
busy
thinking
schedule
about us. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. All right.
Okay.
Cheers.